And on everyone, it's your boy Johnny Dunn, and we are back with another one today. Another epic VeVe live stream. Today we just have one drop. It is another Marvel comic book drop today. It is another blind box. I'm going to be going over the details in just a second. Shout out to everyone joining the live stream today. We got Shago. Good morning. Good morning. Happy holidays. Happy Easter to everybody out there. Today we have Xmen issue number 25. Give me 1 second. I'm going to be sharing the live stream in just a second. Going over the details today, and we're going to be going over a couple of videos from a couple of people in the community, going over what their thoughts are, a little recap, little summary of this comic book today. Just one drop today, nothing too crazy. We do have a typical edition run count, 30,000 editions today, so nothing crazy limited like a 10,000 edition run, and nothing that has a super amount of quantity like a 70,000 edition run. Pretty much your typical standard edition here. 21,000 editions for the common, 5,000 editions for the uncommon today, 2,350 for the rare, 1,050 for the ultra rare, and 600 secret rares. Now, typically, we don't always have a comic book run that everybody loves the covers of, but I think this comic book specifically, I think everyone's big fans of these, whether it's the common, the uncommon, the ultra rares. We have VeVe exclusive covers again today. So I think people are going to be excited just for some of the artwork on these covers. Now, I don't think these are going to be holy grails. I don't think this is going to be the most valuable comic book right away. But I do think the covers will look amazing in people's showrooms. I think the uncommon, we're going to find out in just a little bit why this one could be a little bit more valuable than people think. I love the look of this one. We have the rare. I think the rare even stands out. Big fan of this one. VeVe exclusive. I think the white background on this really makes the colors pop. Ultra rare, I love the covers on this one too. I'm kind of hoping that all these come out extremely cheap and that I can grab them because I do like the covers of them big time. And these VeVe exclusives have been growing on me big time. I mean, I didn't think I was going to be able to collect a lot of the VeVe exclusives, but I have been collecting them, and I'm a big fan of them. So shout out to everybody else out there who's big fans of the VeVe exclusive covers. And then the secret rare. I think this will have demand just because it only has 600 editions, but I don't think this is the most popular cover. So it's going to be interesting to see how that does over time. But I do like it. I mean, I'm hoping for at least a little something that we can get on the secret rare. I mean, if we can get a secret rare, I probably will flip it just because I do need some gems right now. But if we only get the ultra rare, I may hodl it because I love the cover. So we'll see what happens. But I do like these a lot. Interested to see what you guys think. And we're going to be also tuned into VeVe and 3. If you guys haven't tuned into the VeVe and 3 YouTube channel with Corey and Heather, you should definitely check them out. Subscribe to their channel. You know, they make amazing content. They went over this cover, this comic book actually, gave a little bit of details about it, a little history about it. So I wanted to dive into this with you guys, and I thought it was amazing content. So I wanted to kind of just show some love and, you know, let you guys listen in as well. Just real quick, go over some of these comments real quick. Uncommon looks crazy. I think a lot of people are excited for the uncommon. This may be one of the first times where people are actually more excited to get the uncommon than some other ones. We got K Walker in the building. We got Getsy in the building. Good morning. Good morning. Don't want to miss the one today. Yeah, shout out to Getsy. You know, I don't think these are going to be crazy valuable, but I think it's going to be fun to get some of these covers that look absolutely amazing. I think once we can put these in our showrooms, like I keep saying, I know the time's coming. I know it's right around the corner. Once we can put the covers on our profile in our showrooms, that's when a lot of these will gain popularity, I think. What it do, JD? Yeah, fantasy football is definitely creeping up kind of soon, LJ, but there's a little bit of time left still. Omar. Yeah, exactly. The physical is not worth too much money, but I mean, a lot of these covers, I think people will be excited to put in their showroom. I know for me personally, the artwork on a lot of these look amazing. Katsumatsu was also the winner of the first ever JD scavenger hunt in my showroom. Found all the Tobies. That was pretty fun to do. Just setting up all the Tobies, all the different rarities in different places and trying to have people find them. I will start doing that a lot more often once we can send these NFTs to other people and transfer them again, because that way I can start doing little giveaways and having some competitions, some games in the showroom. I think that will be a part of the showroom. Maybe one of the first iterations of the VeVe verse, having like that multiplayer in the showroom. So this is kind of like just pre-VeVe verse, how we can have some fun. $80 for a 9.6 grade on this comic. Chasing Sundays, yo fam. Yeah, so like I don't think it's going to be the holy grail type, but again, I think it's going to be fun to put a lot of these artistic covers in the showrooms. We had a circle of comics in the showroom. It is right around the corner. We do know. We don't have an exact time frame, but we know it's coming. Exactly. That's the thing, K Walker. Like when they put the showrooms in or the comics in the showroom, they don't want to kind of, make it not that quality. They want to make sure it looks amazing. I'm sure maybe animated covers may be in there because we've seen that on other platforms. So I think maybe that's what could be taking them a while to where when they get this set up, they want to be able to include those animated covers, I'm sure. That's just speculation, obviously. Yo, good to see Alex from the VeVe team. Definitely did confirm that. I did happen to see that on Twitter. I think it was where he confirmed it. Saw a screenshot of someone posting that Alex did confirm that it won't have that little hologram on the AR version. People were thinking it could be like the lenticular cards, which I kind of thought so too. Especially you may kind of start getting that feeling once we dive into this video from the VeVe 3. But as we know that they won't be any kind of animated covers on this one. Yo, that Toby scavenger hunt was pretty cool. I didn't know you could share vaults like that. Yeah, absolutely, Katsumacho. And it's pretty cool just because, it's something so little, something that doesn't seem like that much fun can actually be a lot more fun than you would think. I'm not going to tell you guys where I hit them all, but if you look in the comments, you can probably find out yourself. But Katsumacho was one of the first people to find them and name them all where they were hiding. Had a lot of fun trying to, it took me a long time actually to place them all in the different spots. Every time I kept trying to move a character in a certain spot, I would always click on the different wall or something like that. So it took a little bit of time, but I'm going to be diving into this video right now. It's not too long. I'm going to go over 2 videos. First one is from the VeVe 3, and then I'm going to go over Comics and Cryptos, Sean and Spencer's HODL or Sell video. You guys always should, check out their content. Amazing people in the community, Sean and Spencer. Comics and Crypto. Make sure you guys subscribe to their channel as well. This is a good video, though. I mean, these people make great content. VeVe 3, Corey and Heather. They both have their own YouTube channels as well. Heather's channel is the VVT. So if you guys can subscribe to her channel as well, too.
Welcome back to VeVe 3 with me, Corey.
And me, Heather.
And we are stoked to talk about the upcoming comic, Xmen 25. We're just getting a whole bunch of really unique and unprecedented covers. Really, one could be really unprecedented. Before we get into these covers and talk about that, this comic is landing on the app on Wednesday, April 20th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. 6.99 gems, as always, for comics.
Published on October 1st of 1993, this comic follows the story of Magneto, who's up on a floating piece of real
Shout out to everyone else who was born in 93. Let's go, 90s baby.
estate called Avalon. Essentially, Professor X sets up a strike team to deal with Magneto once and for all. And we get one of the most talked about and epic scenes in X-Men comics. Wolverine getting his adamantium ripped out of his body.
Also, kind of unprecedented for this comic is a first appearance for once American President Bill Clinton. So, FA for Bill if you're into him. Now, remember in the intro whenever we talked about unprecedented covers? Check out this panel right here. In the original comic, this was a holographic panel that reacted in the same way that Disney lenticular cards do on the platform. It'd be wild if this panel was animated, as it would be the first animated cover on the platform.
Another crazy thing with
They did make sure to say that's speculation right there, but Alex did confirm that's not the case with this one. So animated cover is still something that we're expecting and maybe hoping to see one day. I do think maybe some of the comic book arc parts of the last comic book arc could be animated. Now, I don't know if that's the case or not, but they look like they could be animated. So I'm hoping that's like an update in the future.
With these covers is the uncommon. After practicing our best Google fu, we found out that this uncommon is actually a limited edition promotional poster. The poster was released in 1994 as an Xmen 30th anniversary piece with artist Bob Larkin behind the art. This for sure is the first time a promotional poster or 2D art piece has been substituted in for a comic cover on the platform.
That's pretty sweet.
And the excellence continues with our VeVe exclusive rare and ultra rare.
I think that's going to be a big deal. Maybe long term. Maybe in the short term, people don't really care about that. But I think long term, that's a pretty cool little fact right there, piece of history. So, I mean, already I think the uncommon was something that people were targeting because of the artwork on it. And then knowing that little tidbit, I think is pretty big too.
Covers. These are coming from Sergio De Villas, Sean Parsons, and Jesus Arbatov. While Sergio and Jesus have put in work on the platform before, this is a first entry for Sean Parsons. As far as we could find, Parsons has been in the industry since the mid-90s and has put in work with a ton of different publishers. When it comes to physical value, there are a ton of these cased at pretty high grade, and the value kind of reflects that. You could expect to pay around $150 or less for one of these. There's actually a couple cased at 9.9, which you just don't see too often, but those two have no record of sales.
In terms of the MCU speculation, there's a couple of major pieces to play with. First, one could theorize that the lack of mutants in the current MCU could have been attributed to the existence of cloaked and hidden space stations, such as Avalon, which have been used as a base for heroes and villains alike. There's also this throwaway line at the end of the book, which, if Marvel is playing the marketing game with these releases, all but spells out that this comic begins the era of Avengers and X-Men playing together. All right, let's dig into these covers.
First, the Common Classic cover is meaning 21,000 editions. I'd say this is an exact replica of the physical comic, but for the first time, this one could potentially deviate from that format. If the holographic panel is animated, then that'd be true, and also unprecedented for the app. Here's hoping we get our minds blown when we pop this thing open in AR mode to read it.
Next,
I hope something like that does happen with some of these covers. Maybe once the showroom's here where we can put them in the showroom wall, on the showroom wall, maybe that's when some of these get updated. I'm not saying that specific one, but maybe some of the previous comics. We don't really know yet.
the uncommon vintage variant is minting 5,000 editions. This cover is unprecedented on the platform. We've had physical replicas, physical variant replicas, and exclusive artwork, but we've never had a cover that was based on a poster. I'm very curious how people will respond to this. For us, this cover looks absolutely awesome. The arguable downside is that without some sort of little graphic or logo, you would never know that this was an X-Men 25 comic book cover, because it was never intended to be.
Our first exclusive cover is the Rare Hero variant, meaning 2,350 editions. The artists had to be stoked to get to create their own variant based on this iconic moment.
I think this looks
and they
great
really
too.
delivered. The lighting, framing of the title with the cape, the action on the cover, it's all super epic. A quick glance at this cover and a comic enthusiast would know what book this is just based on the scene.
The ultra rare vibranium variant is minting 1,000.
I almost look at the rare and the ultra rare of this one kind of like the Green Goblin covers. And the reason why I say that is because the ultra rare looks amazing. But the same way I love the rare on that one, almost maybe a little bit more at times than the ultra rare, is because that white background really brings to life a lot of these colors. But then I love the ultra rare too when I look at it, because then the colors make it look absolutely amazing. So I just feel like it kind of has that same aesthetic of the Green Goblin, only for that reason. The Green Goblin comic book cover, I do love the rare just as much as the ultra rare, sometimes maybe even a little bit more, just because that white background makes these colors stand out even more. But I love them both. I can't say I like one more than the other.
50 editions. The additions of color to the titles and logo on the basic lavender to purple gradient in the background, while simple, makes this feel complete. We'd be really thrilled to get this or the rare because they're awesome covers.
And last, the True Believer Secret Rares, meaning 600 editions. Here's where the cover madness gets even wilder. This is not an interior panel. This image is actually sourced from the original comic cover itself. It's the holographic image on the cover.
Wow.
Again, this comic just has a lot of really cool quirks. And that's a wrap.
That's pretty crazy right there. That's something that went, over my head too. I didn't even realize this. This is pretty sweet. So that little graphic color on the actual physical piece right there is the secret rare cover. So that's pretty interesting.
On the cover. Again, this comic just has a lot of really cool quirks. And that's a wrap for this info dump. Best of luck to you if you do decide to go for this one. We'll try to get a pair so we have them to read. Who knows, maybe we'll get a rare. Our secret rare, Heather had her back injections, so Easter weekend has been a weekend of rest and recovery for us. As always, we'll post more whenever we know more. This is Corey
And Heather.
signing off.
Amazing content. Shout out to Corey and Heather. We'll go over some of these comments real quick. Then we'll take a look at, Sean and Spencer's Comics and Cryptos hodl or sell video. Break it down, give you guys what their opinions are. Take a look at some of these comments real quick. JOC.com. Good morning, Dunn and VeVe fam. Good morning, good morning. Loving the drop head. Loving all the drop heads. Getsy's got one. Katsumachu's got one. Shout out to My Collectibles, awesome project he's got going there. Simone. I want to bring that one up here. Now, I'm not too sure, Omar. I do think there could be a Doctor Strange drop, and I think a lot of people in the community are kind of expecting that one. Maybe a 3D collectible of Doctor Strange. We've already seen the comic book. That's something for me. I was never really the biggest into Doctor Strange, so I don't really know much about him personally, or I wasn't the biggest fan of him. But I think he's growing popularity big time, so could be a huge drop. Billy the Kid, the uncommon is sick. We got Kelvin in the building. Morning, fam. Morning. Alex and the team likes to trick us these days, so never know. Very true. Alex is a great, he's always trolling out there, making, jokes and having fun with the VeVe fam. So you never know, but I feel like he's probably telling the truth. I do think maybe it could get animated at some point in the future, but maybe, if he said something out there publicly, he's probably telling the truth. He's always been pretty good about his word. There's a lot of times where he likes to have fun with maybe the hot chili pepper emojis and everything like that. But if he said something, then I think we can take his word for it for sure. But with that said, though, in the future, maybe these could get updated. But right now, I don't think it's going to be animated. Nice to see an uncommon and rare that looked nice. Definitely good to see. I know a lot of people have been kind of down on the uncommons and the rares, so it's good to see some amazing looking comics out of those rarities. Comics are weird because, in my opinion, this should be worth major bucks. The rare and the ultra rare covers are epic. Yeah, real talk. I think a lot of it just has to do right now. A lot of times people are just gauging it on what the physical copy is selling for in the real world. I think that's a good gauge for sure. I don't think that's the end all be all because, again, I think the whole dynamics are going to change. I think the demand for a lot of these physical comics are going to go through the roof. And I say that because someone like me, who was never into collectibles, who was never into comic books, now I'm into comics. So it takes a digital version of that to kind of promote the physical and vice versa. Also, I always say this too, with the digital, anybody with a cell phone now is a collector or can be a collector. That opens up the audience to everybody in the entire world who has a smartphone, an iPhone, an Android, just something with the internet, right? That makes collecting become mainstream worldwide because it's on an app that's frictionless. So I think that could be game changing right there. Some of the Xmen are in the new movie on Doctor Strange. Have you saw the trailer? I don't think I've seen the trailer, or at least not the full trailer. I might have just seen it. I know Dan Schawbel might have just sent it to me, so I might have just seen it last night. Someone scooped up the floor of the ultra rare Fallen Sun, Death of Captain America, comic issue number 5. I remember it was like 30 or 40 a few days ago. What is it right now? Now it's 67. Wow, let's go. I picked up a couple of those. I got the ultra rares of all of them. I was actually surprised to see a lot of the ultra rares. The rares were like $16, $15. I was like, there's no way a rare comic is going to only be 2x of retail. So I did. I went in and got a lot of the rares. I think I got all the rares. I picked up a lot of uncommons that were under retail because I figured I don't see a lot of uncommon comic books staying under retail for the long term. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but just something that I picked up. In the moment, what's good, fam? How we doing? Super Simono, afternoon all. Fingers crossed for the uncommon today. The baseball stamp rocketed also. I just saw that too. I'm going to take a look what the baseball stamp is because I got a second one recently. I got finally a 3-digit, and I've been thinking about trying to flip, or not flip, well, I guess flip, but let go of my original stamp that I got because it's not a good mint number. And every time I tried listening, I just got undercut big time. So, so I just kept delisting it. I don't know what happened. I took a video with a stamp of me golfing a couple of days ago. Then all of a sudden, I don't know if that's what did it or not. I don't think that's what did it because I don't think it got that many views. But I guess it was the same time, and the stamp just decided to go from like $35 to like $80. And I picked up a second stamp, or 3-digit. Let's see what my mint number is exactly. Because this is FA baseball, and the more I thought about it, the more I saw the stamp staring at me in the face. I was like, you know what? I got to have a 3-digit one of my babies for baseball. If you guys think I'm NFT rich and cash poor now, wait until we see sports drop on VeVe. Yes, I have a 618 mint for that MLB stamp. The stamps right now are only $49.99, $50. So it's retraced a little bit. I'll probably let go of my second one eventually when it gets back up to like 60, 70 maybe. 38 minutes to drop. I picked up all the rares for MCP and they're undervalued. I agree, Simone. I did the same thing basically. That's really, I mean, for a couple of reasons why I picked up all the rares, all the ultra rares. Really for renting purposes too. I feel like, especially with that series, people are going to want to read the entire comic book arc. That's my same thought process went for the first comic book arc and the second comic book arc. Because I do think long term, people are going to want to read them, whether it's to their kids, whatever the case is. So I got more of the second comic book arc just because they were a lot cheaper. I did get 3-digit commons of every single first comic book arc. And then just a duplicate common just for that exact reason, like I just said, rent it out maybe. That probably won't be too much money renting out. But that is why I went and got all the rares, all the ultra rares of this comic book arc, because I want people to read the story. I want to eventually read the story. And then this way, cheap MCP points, that's 5 points a day for the ultra rare and the rares. Those cheap comic covers of the second comic book arc. And when I rent them out, I'm going to be able to rent out all the ultra rares of the set, all the rares. Maybe some people are going to want the 3-digit common. So felt like I'm just trying to think of different things too right now to be able to rent out in the future. I think vehicles are going to be a huge thing to rent out. So I've been trying to make some moves and eventually grab another couple of vehicles. But I did just pick up a couple ultra rare comics because I felt like they were too cheap right now. Professor X was on Doctor Strange movie. Crypto Boy said when HRO drop. I'm not sure when the next drop is, I don't really know too many details about when every drop is. I think they said it's every month it is. I don't know the details on that stuff, though. I'm not the person you want to ask about that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of other content creators that will probably have the information of when those drops are. All my content's going to be about VeVe, VeVe and Akomi and Omi. So if you guys ever got questions about that, I'm your guy to ask about that. Plus all the other content creators who make VeVe content as well, too. It's just I don't really talk too much about the HRO stuff, so wouldn't be able to inform you, Crypto Boy, when that drop is. We got Doctor Strange in the building. Speaking of Doctor Strange, are you excited, my man, if we do see a Doctor Strange drop or what? Yeah, I asked you this before. How we doing, brother? We got December Bitcoin. Hello, Alien Gang. December, are you going for the drop today? If you are you expecting another secret rare? Give it up one time for December, landing the first secret rare a few days ago. Let's go. It's probably been about a week ago, right? About now. Still so happy about that. Good morning, fam. You going for 5 comics today? DJ Tico. I'm not going for that many today. I'm probably just going to go for 1. I thought about even skipping this one, going skip gate, maybe picking one up in the aftermarket. But I'm going to try to hope for, ultra rare. If I only had a limited amount of gems right now, I probably wouldn't go for this drop. I'd probably just skip it. Maybe pick something up for under the retail. But for the fun of it, doing the live with you guys, I'm going for the drop today. Let's go. where your alien fingers at. Hit the like button. It's free and it makes you cool too. That's a fact. December definitely makes you cool. It makes you blessed to get a VeVe drop. Never know. Every time people like the channel, like the video, they get blessed with an ultra rare, crazy mint number. Something crazy happens. Who knows? But it also helps out the channel. Appreciate y'all big time. Oh, December's not sure if we're going for the drop or not. That's what usually happens. You say you skip it, end up grabbing a couple of them. Here we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, fam. All right, I'm going to get to this next video real quick. Shout out to Comics and Crypto. I had a memory blank right there. We got Sean and Spencer from Comics and Crypto. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like the videos, amazing content. Only a short little 3-minute video here. They're going to break down this comic book drop, give you their opinions on the hodl or sell video, and see what they have to say. Now, I've already tuned into this one, but I want to have you guys listen in as well, too. I don't want to get copyrighted for that.
Welcome back to HODL or Sell. Today, we will be breaking down Xmen number 25. In the end, we will let you know if we plan to HODL or sell. As always, this is not financial advice, but purely for entertainment purposes only. Also, if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button to receive updates on all our content. This video is sponsored by Elite Comics 11, Instagram's #1 community-powered comic sales page. This Wednesday, April 20th, we are getting the modern age comic Xmen number 25. Story by Fabian Nicieza, with art and cover by Andy Kubert and Matt Ryan. To celebrate the line's 30th anniversary, this comic features a crossover of all the X-books in an event called the Fatal Attractions, which sees the team's first and most formidable villain, Magneto, return with a vengeance. Led by Professor X, a strike team designed specifically to take on Magneto head to infiltrate the villain's orbiting space station. However, things don't end so well for either side. This action-packed issue, fraught with drama as the X-Men try to decide on the right course of action, ends with two momentous events that will play out for years to come. Magneto rips the adamantium right off of Wolverine's bones, and Xavier retaliates by wiping Magneto's mind clean. As a 9.8 grade, Xmen number 25 is currently valued at $130 with a 90-day average sale of $203. For my final verdict, I give this book a sell. As a fan, we absolutely love the original VeVe covers and the storyline. However, as an investor specifically, the comic itself doesn't have enough weight for us to invest. There are still other comics currently on VeVe with much bigger upside potential. For example, Werewolf by Night number 32, where the commons are still currently under 20 gems. As a collector, however, this comic has some of the most iconic moments in X-Men and is worth the read. I personally will be keeping mine to enjoy as a fan. Please make sure to reference the spreadsheet on our link tree for each comic definition and ranking. The link will be included in the details below. Overall, we still believe that Silver Age, Key, and Grail books should have the best long-term value. Also, if you would like to see our weekly comic book rankings, please make sure to follow us on Twitter at Comics and Crypto, where we will have new VeVe comic book rankings every Monday. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and check out the rest of our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon. Along with our weekly episodes, we will
I'm pretty sure that's it. We'll just finish it off here.
also be doing a HODL or sell video the day before every drop to help you make the best decision for your collection. Special thanks to Nine Finger for their incredible intro music. You can find them on Instagram at ninefinger999. Make sure to stop by and give them some love.
Little shout out for the music since I didn't play it. Just didn't want to get copyrighted by them. But that's their opinion. Good breakdown of the comic today. Again, like I said before, I don't think this is going to be a holy grail type comic, but that's okay. Not every single comic book, not every single drop or collectible is going to be, crazy hundreds of thousands of dollars right away. This is something that's just going to be fun for the showrooms, I think. Fun to collect. The VeVe exclusives, I think we're kind of being slept on right now. kind of like how we saw the low mint comments have a huge run up. I do believe there will probably come a time where we see all the VeVe exclusives have huge run ups, because there's probably going to be people who want to collect every single VeVe exclusive cover. So that's the thing that I always want to say, is that some of these will come out maybe low and in the short term may not have that crazy price action. But that's why it's so important just to collect what you like. Because like I said in the one tweet a little bit ago, you never know when you might be ahead of the curve. VeVe 30-minute warning. Like right now, I feel like would be on a lot of these covers a great time to probably start collecting a lot of these VeVe exclusives, because they're not that high in price just yet. And we've had a lot of delistings happen. So a lot of the ones that maybe have been in store, in the marketplace, I should say, for a while now, a lot of those listings have been delisted. So I feel like the floors can be really thin on a lot of them. I did just pick up a couple extra ultra rares recently. Kind of the flip though, because they're duplicate ultra rares. Picked up another new Mutants ultra rare. Picked up another Werewolf ultra rare. I love the covers of them too. They want a secret rare alien comic coming your way. Hey, DJ Tico, secret rare for the first delivery. Was this your first secret rare? If it was, shout out to you for grabbing one the other week. Hey, shout out to you, the Hit Monkey. Shout out to Horgo. What do you think about the secret rare Hit Monkey comic? Only 10 on the market. Bought a 3-digit mint last night. Shout out to you. I have a couple of these Hit Monkeys, not the secret rare. I know there's a bunch of people in the community that have formed a group and they're all about the secret rare Hit Monkey. So because of that reason, I think it could do well because it is so limited. And there's a lot of people out there in the community that have a group that are collecting it. Shout out to everyone who's collecting the secret rare Hit Monkeys out there. There are very few of them in the market. We've seen that a lot, with a lot of these delistings happening, that there's only a few listed in the market on some of these. Now, the good side about this comic book is that it's very, very limited. There's not many at all. I think there's only maybe 200 secret rares, maybe 250. Forget the exact number, but it's one of those comics that are extremely limited. So that has a lot going for it. The downside, I would say, to this comic book is that it's not the most popular. It's not the most popular comic book. And I would say the only downside with having only about 10 listed in the market is that those delistings can make it seem like there's a lot of demand, but then as soon as people start buying them, people can just relist. But that's not just with this comic book. That's with everything going on in the market when delistings happen. For me, I don't have a secret rare this Wargo. I feel like if you get a secret rare pretty cheap, it could be a good game plan. But for me, it's not my most targeted comic book, personally. But, if interoperability hits for a lot of these big brands like Marvel, and the comic books can be sold when different marketplaces, you can send them out to, say, IMX. Stuff with extremely limited editions, even if there isn't, that popularity in the real world, I think could be a big thing. But it may just take some time for that one, but you never know. I do like the fact that it is very limited. There's only a few left. Shout out to you, Horgo, for grabbing a 3-digit mint last night. Was it a 3-digit mint secret rare? Because if so, I think that'll be a big people will pay a premium for that. I know Brendan Z, shout out to Brendan Z in the community if he's watching or not. I remember when he hit this secret rare Hit Monkey, like a 200 mint number or something crazy like that. He might have the lowest secret rare Hit Monkey ever, and he got that on the drop. So I don't know. My personal feeling on that is it could be good, but it's not something that I've been targeting personally. We got Green Goblin in the building. Good morning, fam. Yeah, I think I need an uncommon too. I think uncommons are going to do really well. Interesting to see what happens with this uncommon, because I think for the first time, uncommon could be the one that everybody's targeting. And I'm wondering if it's going to flip the rare. It'd be hard to flip the ultra rare, I feel like, but maybe it does flip the rare. Could flip the ultra rare. Imagine if the uncommon flips the secret rare for the first time ever. That would be wild to see. I don't think it will, just because I think the secret rare does have a pretty valuable piece to this. I think the secret rare is pretty cool because, like they said in the VeVe 3 video, the little holographic piece on the original cover is actually the secret rare cover for this one. So pretty interesting that they did that. We got Miss Rose in the building. Let's go, everybody. If you're going for this drop, Miss Rose, hopefully you grab an ultra rare, secret rare, maybe a 3-digit uncommon. Which one do you like the best? I know a lot of people are liking the uncommon. Trying to see your thoughts. I got a feeling you might like the ultra rare the best. Man, all secret rare comics been pumping the past few days. That's a fact, C. Rios. These are VeVe exclusive covers, yep. So the rare and the ultra rares. Blessing Time fan. That's a fact, Kelvin. I don't think this is going to be one that sells out immediately. I could be wrong. Maybe sells out in a couple of minutes. But let's go. This is famous right here, Kelvin. Blessing the whole chat right here. Bought another Aston Martin secret rare. That's actually probably a smart move right there, Tucson Collectibles. I love that one right there. I think that's a sleeping giant, especially once we can rent these vehicles out in the VeVe-verse. I may be renting that from you, Tucson. You never know. But I do think the vehicles will be huge. Especially me being a James Bond fan, I think that Aston Martin is awesome looking. Man, I've been so lucky. I've got like 4 to 5 secret rares. Wow. DJ Tico. Been tuning into the chat, getting blessed, I guess. Man, 4 or 5 secret rares lately. That's amazing. Shout out to you. I picked up 2 secret rares of the Fallen Sun. One with Spider-Man and Rhino, and Spider-Man and Wolverine. That's one of my favorite ones right there, Spider-Man and Wolverine. See Rios? I think that's, out of the bunch, that may be my favorite secret rare. Ooh, secret rare 3-digit at floor price. That's probably a steal right there then, Horgo. What was the floor price of that secret rare? Let's see here. Of the Hit Monkey, what was the floor? Because I feel like anytime you get a 3-digit secret rare floor, that's usually a steal. JT, good luck, good luck. JT was the winner of the Omi giveaway too, by the way. For anyone tuning in who wasn't aware, Big JT was the winner. Let's go. I'm getting 5 common today. What? What kind of manifesting is this, Miss Rose? Better change that to 5 uncommon. Why are you feeling unlucky today? Or is the common the one that you want? But I think that's a crying emoji face. What up, Kent W? Getting the dub today on the secret rare. Bought me a Green Goblin secret rare. Wow, let's go. K Walker, I love Green Goblin. I actually do have the secret rare of that one, believe it or not. I don't have too many secret rares, but that is one I did get. Now, I know there's a little bit more editions, I want to say, than normal. Most secret rares have 600 editions, or sometimes they even have 250, right? But I feel like with the secret rare Green Goblin, I think there's 1,200 editions maybe of this one. I think Green Goblin is such a big-time character, big-time villain, to where that's why they made that secret rare a lot more editions. I don't think that's going to really matter that much. I mean, people who hold on to Green Goblin secret rare are probably going to be holding on to it long-term. Obviously, you're going to have some flippers, some short-term flips in there, but long-term, I think that's a good one. MBZ always making me laugh. Sup, JD? You think this comic going to 1 mil in the future? MBZ, you know what's so funny about MBZ? You know what's funny about you, man? You make these questions seem so serious too. So where when I'm reading them, it'll kind of feel like a serious vibe, and then I get to the 1 million in the future. This makes me crack up. You know, for this comic to get to 1 mil, MBZ, I feel like it may be a future far, far away. I don't think 1 mil's getting. I don't think this comic's gonna go to 1 mil anytime soon. K Walker, my app stuck on loading. Oh no. This happened to me when my connection cut out. And I wonder if it's because it was so strange. My Wi-Fi stopped working. So I went onto the app on my data. Then that worked. Then I tried to get back on the Wi-Fi and I had the forever loading screen. And then finally I got back in, but I was kind of worried. So I almost wanted to uninstall and then reinstall, but I didn't want to do that. So I just waited like an hour or so. And then finally got me back in. K Walker, hopefully your app does come back. I would maybe close it for like, let's see, 10 minutes. You got 19 minutes, 49 seconds to drop. Maybe close the app for about 10 minutes. And then once you get back in, see if that helps. 2.4K floor. I don't think that's bad at all, Horgo. Because you got to think, I do think 2.4 was maybe, it just ran up a little bit. I think it was a little bit lower, the floor. Maybe some people just bought some, or maybe it got delisted. I'm not sure, but I still think that's a good deal, Horgo. A 3-digit at 2.4K floor. Now, the thing with 3 digits or low mints, there's a huge market, for low mints. People will pay premiums for them, but they're just maybe not as liquidable as, say, a floor price, meaning it may take a little bit of time. That's probably why that guy listed it at the floor. Maybe he had that up there for a higher price and wasn't selling. I'm not sure, but I do think if you wanted to flip that for maybe 5K, 6K, whatever the case is, maybe even more, right? Depending on how low that mint is. Say 9K, 10K. It probably will sell eventually. It just may take some time. It may not be right away. Getsy's double phoning today. On this one, I feel like this one you probably won't have to, Getsy. Common gang. I always get the comments. That's why. Okay. Just riding with it then. I see it. Maybe if I manifest common gang, though, I get a secret rare. Whoa. Secret rare gang. Electra secret rare gang to the moon. Was the only one 3-digit. Wow, okay. I guess people were snatching up the 3 digits then, Horgo. What happened to you for Randy's stream the other night? Terrible luck, man. I was waiting for someone to ask me this. I'm going to definitely get back on Randy's YouTube channel with Taps and with Corinne next time we do a live. But something happened to my internet all day. My internet completely went out probably a few hours before that. I noticed it with the VeVe app. Like I was saying, my whole Wi-Fi went out. I was trying to get into the VeVe app. Wasn't working. Had to get on data. Data was working. And then I got into the VeVe app on data. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try Wi-Fi again. This is odd how my Wi-Fi is just not working. My Wi-Fi stopped working on my house, computer, everything. Even my landline cut out. I was like, what's happening right now? And the craziest part is that it was supposed to rain and thunderstorm that night, and eventually did, but the whole day was beautiful. The whole day was sunny skies. It was like warm out. So I'm freaking out because I'm supposed to do a live stream, and my internet's like cut in and out. I'm talking to my dad, like, what is happening right now? But terrible luck too, because before we started the live stream, I hopped on and I thought it was like gonna be okay by then. And then it started cutting out. So I said, you know what, let me just do the live stream on my phone instead of using my actual computer. And so I was testing out my phone and it was working for a little bit, but I just felt like it was like a vertical screen. It just didn't feel right. So I said, you know what, right before the live, let me try my desktop out, or not my desktop, my laptop out, computer again, and see if it's working. And I got it up and it was actually working fine. It was just like this. It was working great. Right before the live, we were like backstage for a little bit. And then as soon as we went live, literally it was like 3, 2, 1. And then my computer literally just completely froze. Like all my screens just went like still. And I couldn't see anything. So I'm thinking we're still behind the screen or behind the scenes. Like, can you guys hear this? Is this my connection? What's going on? And we were literally live. So just a terrible intro, especially being on Randy's channel. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? But, you know, I felt bad about it. But I'm definitely going to get back on there. We're going to reconnect and hopefully do another live stream with everybody soon. Hashtag soon. Probably will be in a little bit, but whenever everybody's free again. But yeah, terrible luck, Green Goblin, especially because I was like, no one's going to believe this. How did I just go from having the best internet in the world then my internet just cuts out, but it happens. Unfortunate too. My landline finally works again though, so that's good news. Good day, beautiful people. Hope we're all good. Good luck on today's drop. Kurasemi in the building. Kurasemi, hopefully you're doing well, my man. Good luck on the drop today. Which one are you going for? I know you're probably targeting maybe one of them. Probably going for that secret rare, I'm guessing. Are there any other covers that you're interested in? Or are you just going to go probably pick up a couple secret rares? Or what's your game plan or your thoughts? Uncommon gang, manifest your own luck, fam. I'm thinking I am going to get an uncommon today. I think I'm getting an uncommon. I don't want to say high common. I'm getting an uncommon. A 3-digit uncommon today. Or I've been getting a lot of high mint commons. So I'm not manifesting that. Usually when you say you're not, that means you're telling yourself you are. All right, I'm going to get a low mint uncommon. Or an ultra rare today again. I feel like I get a lot of ultra rares on these comics. Man, my nose. I'm trying for a secret rare today. Got to take advantage of the low amount of bots. Okay, so this makes sense where I'm going for 2 phones then today, Getsy. That makes sense. That's actually a good strategy. Hopefully you do get it with the increased chances. Getting that secret rare. I feel like Getsy is going to get a secret rare today. I don't know what it is. I just got that feeling. Secret rare or maybe an ultra rare today. I feel like a lot of people are going to get good rarities on this one. I'm not sure why. I just got that feeling. Maybe your VeVe server was causing a conflict on your internet. The VeVe server and the light. It wasn't turned on. So I guess it was off. Your VeVe lamp have been sucking up all the bandwidth. People probably think that's serious by now, Getsy. I gotta turn it back on. JD discombobulated. I do feel discombobulated sometimes. We got 12 minutes to the drop. Uncommon is fire. I agree. Uncommon looks really good. Everyone's loving the uncommons today, huh? Do you guys think the uncommons could flip the rares and the ultra rares? That'd be something that we haven't seen before. That would be wild to see. I would be rooting for the uncommon big time. So Pokemon just purchased their card manufacturer. I think we can see a hero situation develop from that thought. Probably. I could see that happening. I think Heroes probably going to try to, if I was to guess, I would say they're probably going to try to kind of do what like VeVe did with all the digital collectible licenses. Their whole thing is trading card games, like the tabletop trading card stuff. So they're probably going to get all the brands for the tabletop trading card games, I would imagine. I doubt it would. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe it is only DC, but I doubt it would only be just DC stuff, you know? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do have only DC, but I would think Green Goblin, that's going to be everything. It's probably, I mean, I see VeVe having Pokemon eventually one day as like 3D digital collectibles. Really interesting to see how it plays out, for sure. You got to say that when I'm reserving my orders. Let's go. Want me to yell the let's go, Getsy? I think everyone is in agreement that the uncommon is the one to make plays for today, giving me Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness vibes. Will look amazing in the showrooms, yeah. And the fact that it wasn't actually a cover, it was like an actual poster. I think retail was $90 for, so I think that's pretty good. My partner's account still probably means still can't get anything on drops. Better have his account purchase gems so he can buy stuff in case he wants. December Bitcoin, load up 5 gems on his account. We had to do that on my wife's account. Ah, okay. So it looks like people who don't have any gems can't get the drops. So I think Getsy's saying just load up maybe a couple gems in there December. First uncommon to achieve the high status is simply not being disrespected. That could be a fact. Chasing Sundays. I'm sure there was another uncommon in there, but I don't remember it offhand. You got 10 minutes to the drop. Yeah, I think these covers look amazing. Like that cover just looks fire. In fact, that was a poster too. I think that's a pretty cool little twist. Yeah, now that I think of it, his account had no gem purchases. I just transferred a collectible to his account before. Shadow ban. Maybe December. Maybe that's why. I'm not too sure on that. Miss Rose said I never preload gems and it always works. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. And plus, I feel like Miss Rose, you've been killing the drops too. So for some reason, it seems to work. BDK, what's going on? What's going on, fam? Let's get those secret rares, y'all. I feel like with this one, each cover has like its own unique kind of coolness to it, right? The secret rare is taken from the original common. Like that image right there is the secret rare, which I thought was pretty cool. And obviously the uncommon was a poster. It wasn't even a cover. Then I think the rare looks fire. Ultra rare looks great. And then that's the secret rare. So I think they all look pretty sweet. Again, I don't think this is going to be a crazy valuable investment piece. But again, not everything that drops on VeVe is a crazy investment. This is a collecting app for collectors, you know? So I think this is definitely a drop for collectors, I would say. I agree, BDK. The common, uncommon covers look awesome. I feel like, I don't know, I kind of want to see some history happen. Kind of want to see an uncommon flip the rare and ultra rare. Even though I love both of them, that would take a lot just because I do think people will love the rare and the ultra rare covers. So, also Getsy, reminded me, or didn't remind me, but the comment that you made to Rewind the other day on Twitter, I responded to it. I'm not sure if you saw it. I came up with an idea, but I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how they don't like the upgrades on a lot of these, you know, collectibles that they make. Or that's not that they don't like the upgrades, it's that they'd rather not get anything upgraded, updated with the something that they first bought. Whether that's artwork, they might have liked the static version a little bit better. They just don't like the fact that they're changing what they originally bought. So I was like, you know what? I know there's some people that like it better and there's some people that don't. So what if when upgrades happen to collectibles like the Cleo, like the Amelia animations and everything like that, what if there's just like a switch on or off? That way they can still give the upgrades to a lot of these collectibles and then you have the choice to like touch the collectible. Maybe you could put the Amelia Cleo up in your showroom. You could press it, you know, just pressing it, or maybe pressing it comes up with on or off, and then you can turn the animation upgrade on. You can turn the animation upgrade off. I feel like giving the choice, that would probably solve a lot of issues in the future. Because I think that's going to continue to happen. I don't think this is like a one-time thing. I think as we see upgrades happen in the future, I think it's just going to bring up that argument time after time again. And there's no right or wrong answer, I feel like, in this, because it just comes down to opinion. Like me personally, I love the animation of Cleo and Amelia. But I also completely understand how some people don't want that. Maybe they'd want part 2 animated, but they'd want part 1, you know, left alone because of that feeling it gave when you first got it. And I completely understand that. So there's probably times where I'm going to probably want it animation on, and then there's probably times where I'm going to want the animation off. So I was thinking maybe in the showrooms, we can turn on and off that switch for the upgrades. I feel like that could be a huge idea. Let me know your thoughts on that. If you like that or if you don't like that. Wow, good to know, Jeremy. Wow. My son was shadow banned. He was getting sold out every drop until I told him to load 5 extra gems. Got 2 comics very next drop. Crazy. I'm glad that's been working for a lot of people. Knight Rider, how we doing, fam? Would you rather buy a Batman 89 with the FA tag? So is that Batman Who Laughs? Or the Jim Lee Batman from the last series, Black and White? Ooh. 5 minutes to the drop. Batman 89, Batman Who Laughs. That's the only other Batman FA. I love Jim Lee Batman, but I'm going to go Batman Who Laughs just because of the FA tag. I think Jim Lee Batman is a great one long term. I think it's the first ever Jim Lee Batman. I think it's arguably one of the best looking Batmans. I think it's going to do really, really well. But because Batman Who Laughs came out a lot longer ago, a lot less editions in there, the floors are probably going to be a lot weaker, meaning the floors of the newest Batman, that Jim Lee, is probably going to be a lot thicker. Batman Who Laughs, the FA tag is going to mean a lot for people. Like, right, I would lean towards Batman Who Laughs a little bit. But I love Jim Lee Batman. It's the only Jim Lee Batman we have right now. So 4 minutes to the drop. Same BDK, same here. Honestly, I want a couple of these just to display in the showroom when that feature comes. And that's what I think is going to happen with a lot of these covers. I think that's when a lot of these limited, scarce, maybe only 250, maybe 500 edition covers that look amazing. That's when I think a lot of these are going to gain popularity, and it won't necessarily just mean what, or just kind of be equivalent to what the real world value is. Because now we get to actually show these off to the entire world. So I think once that feature comes, I think a lot of these, I'm thinking of like right now, kind of like what you said about the Hit Monkey, a lot of those exclusive, limited, very limited edition covers that may not have the most real world value right now. And it's kind of why they're not the most expensive. Once we can put these and show them off in the showcase, that's when I think a lot of people are going to want to show off something that most people can't show off because they don't have it. 2 minutes and 57 seconds. I usually do the same thing, JJ. I usually just go for the covers that I like instead of like the whole set of comics. Would you guys give me your rares and ultra rares if you don't like them? A secret poster airdrop for anyone holding today's uncommon. Could you imagine Green Goblin? Just even the speculation of this, I think, will just boom the price. Absolutely agree with this Crypto King. These comics could be valuable just for the cover art with VeVe collectors. 100% agree. That's why I'm saying, I'm thinking the VeVe exclusive covers are so slept on right now because they're limited. There's going to come a time when more than 1,000 people are going to want to have every single VeVe exclusive, you know? And a lot of these ultra rares only have 1,000 editions. So, or some of them have 500 editions. We got 1 minute, 50 seconds left. Again, guys, I don't think this is going to sell out in 0.0006 seconds, something crazy fast. But I think it will sell out in a couple of minutes. I don't think you have to be super 3, 2, 1, 0, click, perfect. I don't think you have to be that perfect. And that's why I went in to say, too, a few drops ago, is that those were the days. I think I'm going to miss those drops because that's when my adrenaline was pumping like never before. Like I said before, I can never recreate that feeling of getting called in with bases loaded, 2 outs, full count type feeling, For the first time ever, I could recreate that. But with these drops now, it's a little bit more fun atmosphere, which I'm happy about because I think more of the community likes this feeling. So I'm happy. Whatever more of the community is about, I'm about. But we got Johnny West Coast just in time, my man. Just in time for Coffee Gate. I will record, just never know what happens these days. So I will be recording this one. Let me take the comment off real quick. 35 seconds to the drop. I don't think you need to go back and forth, but I just did anyway. I try to keep the same routine. 20 seconds. My hands are sweating, but not even sweating like normal. That's when I know it's not a crazy, crazy big drop. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I know. I'm going to go for it, but I'm going to wait a little bit until I think the secret rare is going to pop out. And that's going to be right at 160 seconds. Let's see what happens. Give you guys the lowdown for a 3-digit secret rare. You don't need perfect timing, but I still feel like I had perfect timing on it. What's that saying? 16,961. All right, middle of the tier, middle of the pack. All editions have been sold out. Wow, sold out. Let's go. See, that's great signs that it's still selling out that fast, you know? Yeah, I agree, Gutsy. I mean, that's a good point there. Now, would you like that if you had a choice to kind of like hit the button, turn it on or off of the animation or the upgrade? Would you like that? Wifey said I need to stop adding gems to go for all the drops. I made my first sale today. It doesn't feel good. Excuse me. Shout out to Johnny West Coast and Johnny's wife. We will come to a time, absolutely, Johnny West Coast. Even a lot of the OGs are experiencing it right now, to where you really can't go for every single drop, and you probably won't be able to go for every single drop in the future. They've always talked about how you're really going to have to kind of pick your fandom. It could be a DC drop, Marvel drop, same time, same day, and it's like, you want them both, but which do you go for type thing. I don't know if it's going to be exactly like that, but I do think that we're going to have to pick our fandom soon. I didn't think I was going to be able to go for this many drops for this long, but that time will be coming. Absolutely. $7 for good cover art is a steal. I agree. Just imagine these comics are kind of limited right now. We can't show off the cover art right now to everybody. Once we can, that's going to be game changing, I feel like. DJ Tico. Wow, let's go. BDK just noticed that he apparently bought a Fantastic Four 1 at some point and only just saw it now. That's huge. It's like putting on a pair of pants and finding money in your pocket. Like, when did this get here, right? Energy, good luck, good luck. No, I'm only going for one. Only going for one today. Yeah, who started this Coke rumor? Green Goblin? Coca-Cola airdrop, eh? I love to see it. I would expect them to do something like that. Now, I didn't think it was going to happen in the short term. I was kind of under the impression that these artist collectibles will probably be the first, not only for interoperability, but for the airdrops and all kinds of stuff like that, the utility. I kind of got the impression the bigger brands would probably take a little bit longer of a time, maybe long term, to provide the utility airdrops. I would love to see Coca-Cola get involved in that kind of stuff right now. Hopefully they just saw what happened with the energy, with Matt Gondek dropping the airdrop. People went crazy. I think a lot of people would go back and grab a lot of the Coca-Cola first edition collectibles that are half of retail right now. So I'd be excited for that. But I want to know who started that rumor. Oh, okay. The Black Knight Ultra Rare. I'm gonna have to take another look at this one, Kelvin. I definitely like today's uncommon, and I'm gonna have to look at that Black Knight Ultra Rare. Kelvin's saying these are the best covers in the entire app to him. Interesting. MCP points are 100% retroactive chasing Sundays, meaning if you had, if you had 100 sets, right, and then you sold them all off, you're still going to get rewarded for having all of those sets. Hundreds obviously is a lot, but I'm just using an example. VeVe Vibes in the building said not brand Ek. Ultra Rare is the best. A lot of dubs. Mr. Rose got 2. BDK got 2. Kelvin hit. Super Simono hit. BDK got 2. JT got 3. I'm glad they all sold out pretty quick. I didn't think they were going to sell out this quick, to be honest. Secret rare. Glad people got captures. Hey, VeVe Vibes got 4. Getsy got 7. Going 2 phones. This one definitely sold out quicker than I thought. I agree, Billy. This is bullish. Think about that. People are saying VeVe lost momentum. VeVe's done. VeVe's sinking, right? And even a not important drop sells out in less than a couple minutes. What's going to happen when the momentum has turned around? VeVe's not sinking anymore. Like, this is a very good sign, I think. Did the X off and buy again technique. Got around 6 of them. Let's go. That's the way to do it. So if anybody wants to know how you can get a lot of them, instead of waiting for that green truck screen, you can exit out and go back as soon as the gems get deducted from your account. As soon as, say, if you had, say 20 gems in your account, right? As soon as you see it gets taken, the $6.99 out of your account, instead of waiting an extra maybe 20 seconds, 10 seconds for that green truck screen to pop up, you can exit off and go back and buy more. A little trick from the OG days. It was about a month ago. It was almost impossible. A month ago, it was just crazy because I remember how intense you had to be. I was sweating. Literally, my hands would be sweating for drops. But that's the stuff I love, though. I thrived off of that. Now it's more of like a fun atmosphere, which I like because I think most people have more fun this way, It may be a little bit less fun for me, exciting, but I would take that any day if it's more fun overall for the whole community. I never thought I would be able to relive those experiences ever again, those feelings again, because I'm telling you, literally felt exactly the same way as hitting a buzzer-beating shot or, a huge golf shot on the line, crazy putt in a tournament, or get called in with bases loaded, 3-2 count, last inning, 3 hitters up the bat. Felt exactly like those moments. And I feel like for athletes, that's something that they struggle with after they're done playing, either that's pro sports, college, whatever, because you're used to being in those high tense situations. It's almost like, I don't want to say this is the exact example because these guys are on an extreme another level. People who experience, war, they have the PTS because you're used to such a serious, stressful, crazy, traumatic situation to where when you go try to work a regular job, it doesn't bring you those same level of intensity to where, they struggle with that. And I felt like a lot of sports athletes may deal with the same struggles, not at that same level, obviously, but to a degree, because you're used to competing at such high, intense levels to where then you get done playing, retire, try to work a regular 9-to-5 job, and it doesn't give you that same level of intensity, and it can be a struggle for a lot of people. But like I said, as long as the majority of the people in the community are having fun, that's what means the most to me. We went through a period of time to where it wasn't like that. So just seeing the good vibes, the happiness, and everybody getting a drop, that feels like it's, Christmas again for everybody. So it feels amazing to see. Portfolio. I feel like every drop is going to be a little bit different portfolio. some comic drops, it will be something that maybe not that important, right? The next comic drop, it could be a holy grail. I feel like they're going to constantly just switch it up to where we get something different every time. It's not going to be, every single comic drop, holy grail. Today's comic book, not the most valuable, but still fun for collectors. We'll see what this weekend's collectible drop is, but maybe next comic book drop is a holy grail. I think they're always going to just kind of switch it up. Also, Getsy made a great point. They're not completely gone. They're just not going for these comics. So that's actually a huge point too, to where when we see Holy Grail comics, that's probably when we start to see those bots come back. So I feel like it's a blessing and a curse type thing. We got OBL in the building. Shout out to Orange Bag Lady. Morning fam. Got to pick your poison. That's the thing. Absolutely. Congrats on the comic, dude. Let's go. OBL, did you grab one today? And if you did or didn't, which is your favorite out of this bunch? OBL is big time into the arts. I feel like she would love these covers today. Let me think. I think OBL likes the rare the most. Let me know if I'm right. Bots have no funds. Morning OBL. A lot of people missed on the rebound. Getsy got another rebound. Let's go. Getsy's crushing today's drop. Hello, K. Started the rumor. Shout out to K. I know he's got a ton of those Coca-Cola polar bears, so maybe that's why. I'm not sure if this is true or not. I haven't heard anything like this. Maybe he's hoping for it. Maybe he heard something on the down low. I really have no idea. Cryptocurrency Scarface. I was under the impression, especially what Reese said in the last AMA, that maybe the larger brands, I'm not sure if they touched on this on the last AMA or not, but wherever I heard it, I was under the impression that a lot of these larger brands, it may take a little bit longer term to provide utility airdrops and all kinds of stuff like that. Maybe Coca-Cola is one of the first brands that provided early, I do have both of the sets of the Coca-Cola, so I'm really hoping that there is something like that. But interested to see Case start that. That's funny. I haven't heard this from many people just yet. Most of the OGs are short of liquid and are running out of list purchase grails to flip for gems. If you're stacking, it's a do-over. We're still early. That's a fact, Green Goblin. And I know for me, personally, I'm kind of in that same boat too. There's a lot of I'm in a great hard position right now because I do have a lot of duplicates I could let go right now, and I could profit big time. But there's too big of duplicates almost to where I don't want to let go just yet. So I agree with this Green Goblin. And this is why I've been adding in money right now recently to keep stacking, because to me, this feels exactly like what happened after we hit 1 penny and we came crashing down from all-time highs. Well, I kept buying. I kept buying. Months later, end of the summer, fall happened, and people were like, whoa, Johnny, how'd your collection get huge? It's like, because these times right now in the micro, when there's a lot of FUD, when people kind of stop believing, there's a little downtime. That's the accumulation period, in my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But I usually can get a feeling. I mean, everybody in the community right now can get that feeling of, it's not, the most hype right now. There's a lot of people, on the fence, So these are, in my opinion, are the times to really go hard on the pieces that you never got and you wanted, or maybe some pieces that you really believe in that the price has gone down a little bit on. Or maybe you're just holding it, and that's okay too. I feel like right now is definitely a time to stack. I mean, I've been adding some gems just because I don't want to let go of too many collectibles right now. Like I have 3 Todds I got for retail. Well, 2 Todds I got for retail that I have left that I'm the original owner of. And then the third one I got a little bit after for like 300. So, I mean, I could sell one of those for 5K right now and profit huge, but I want to hold on to 3 Todds still. There's been plenty of times in my head where I thought about selling it and then just stacking up on a bunch of other things. I want to ideally sell that third Todd that I have that I bought for 300. It's like a 1600 mint. I want to sell that and then buy back a floor Todd and then pocket maybe $1,000 and then use those gems to kind of make some moves. That's been my game plan, but I haven't been able to do that just yet. But I agree with this philosophy, Green Goblin, 100%. I think most are. There's obviously some that still have a ton, right, that can still, let go of, but I would agree for that for the most part. We got Doobs in the building. Oh, I missed Doobs. How we doing, Doobs? Doobs in the building. Missed today's drop. How to go, fam? I'm still waiting on mine, but it sold out a lot quicker than I expected, which is amazing news. I just have one order pending delivery. Punch is winning. Let's go. Okay, so it looks like K's been making up the rumor. Shout out to K. I hope what you're saying is true, my man. I think we could see some kind of airdrop from Coca-Cola. I mean, I'm hoping. I don't want to even touch my Coca-Cola because I'm going to drop my Todd Batman again. It's already still injured, but I got my Coca-Cola Starlight up there. I'm never going to move that. Delistings are never coming back from bot accounts. I would say, yeah. I mean, what's going to happen with those accounts, I would say, portfolio, is the collectibles that are locked up. I think they said they're going to either burn or potentially use as giveaways, etc. So this is actually another thing of why I'm really bullish on a lot of those drops that maybe have gotten eaten up by those bots. I look at the Rewind drop, the Mickey Mouse NFT Collection Series 2. Those that were hit pretty hard that we all suspect. I feel like a lot of those collectibles will probably be out of circulation, maybe get burned. So I feel like that could be huge one day. No way. Kent W got the uncommon. Let's go. Portfolio, you got 2 dubs. Profile picture interoperability will be huge for some of these low edition comics with cool covers. That's a big time fact right there. That's another thing people won't be thinking of. A lot of times people are only thinking of the collectibles, the Superman, the Batman, the Spider-Man, because they're the most iconic. But I agree with this 100%. I think once Marvel decides to have their comics be interoperable, oh man, that's going to be game changing. And I think it will happen eventually. Because Marvel's been working with VeVe for years now, right? So I think they do have a great relationship. They understand where this industry is going. It'd be amazing to see that. And stuff like that, that's what's going to, I think, really help boost the popularity of some of these super limited edition covers that may not have the most real world value. I think a lot of people would like to show them off because only 250 people in the entire world can, or maybe only 500 people in the entire world can. Once we get one-of-one NFTs that are coming, oh man, it's gonna be crazy, right? That's another thing. One-of-one NFTs from VeVe. That's gonna be game changing. That's what everybody's kind of been wanting right now, especially once we can add accessories. Imagine the Superman, right? I talk about the Superman just because Dan has already talked about it in a long video long ago, before we even had the Superman license. He said, not confirming this, not saying it's confirmed license we have, but say if we drop a Superman and say it's an uncommon, and it is an uncommon, say if we later bring on, different capes, and those are different rarities, and you could have the secret rare golden cape, right? So I feel like that kind of stuff will just bring in another level of exclusivity, because how many people can have the Superman, period? How many people can have the Superman with the gold cape? So that kind of stuff I think will bring so much more customization and uniqueness. It'll be crazy. I mean, think of the different cars, right? Imagine when they release, I say Need for Speed all the time. I don't mean to say Need for Speed. I get them Fast and the Furious. I don't know why, but I always confuse those two. Like my brain thinks of Fast and the Furious, but I want to say Need for Speed. Sometimes I just think too many thoughts at once and I can't even talk right. The Fast and the Furious cars are going to be crazy, because imagine, not only are we getting the actual Fast and Furious cars, but now imagine changing the paint jobs on them constantly, daily, weekly. That's going to burn Omi like crazy. The different rims that people are going to get. And that's only pre-gaming. Now, Once we can have these involved in some kind of game and upgrade your engine, oh my gosh, forget it. That's just game over at that point. That's like we already landed on Mars. Appreciate this big time, VeVe Vibes. Also, if you guys aren't following VeVe Vibes on YouTube, make sure you definitely go follow VeVe Vibes. Great content creator in VeVe. Makes awesome content. Probably have to do an interview video one day. But till then, make sure you guys go subscribe, like the content, check them out. Always making VeVe content out there. Got one delivered. It's the ultra rare Chasing Sundays. Let's go. I love that cover. Anyone getting the message saying your device doesn't meet the security requirements? Kelvin, that just means you're officially a bot. I'm just kidding. I think that just pops up randomly almost. I know a lot of people have gotten it. I know Miss Rose has gotten it before. I doubt she's a bot. I think a lot of people have gotten it randomly. I don't think there's anything you have to do as long as it doesn't make you not sign in. Like, as long as you can sign in and everything, you should be good to go. I would just ignore it, basically, Kelvin. Wow, let's go. Curious Semi with the good luck. Let's go. Ultra Rare is one of my favorite covers. No bots is a blessing. That's a fact. It just feels good again, JD, I DM you the cover I mentioned. Yeah, let me check this out. Oh, yeah. That's fire. And you got a low mint of this one. Wow. That's one I don't have yet, Kelvin. The colors on this one are fire. I agree. Kelvin's got a 3-digit of this. That's fire. I agree. That's a really good cover. I have not gotten that one yet. I won't be staying on the stream too long today. I do have to send out a couple signed gifts to a couple people in the VeVe fam. I've been meaning to do this, but I'm finally doing it today. I think I'm going to start doing that too a little bit more often. That way, a lot of people can get some physical signed merchandise, just different gear from Johnny Dunn if you guys were ever interested. Wait, what is this punch? Rabbit. JD became a multi-billionaire 9 times over with Little Rabbit. Coin went to million X for a few minutes. Punch, are you saying you did this? Was it like one of those glitches and it just went crazy for a minute? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Crypto King. I think they're just a lot more selective, and I think they're trying to tune in to see what the community is finding or feeling what a grail is. That's why I feel like I've been getting a lot of questions on what's my price prediction. So I've been trying to be a little strategic in how I maneuver my price predictions, because I feel like a lot of them I've been watching to see what we all think, is a grail, if it's not worth it type thing. So I would definitely say keep an eye out, fam, if anyone seems suspicious asking these questions. Johnny Boy, I feel like it probably happens. Shout out to Andre and the Dogecoin millionaire, per the Doge, and everybody else who watches this YouTube channel and just maybe peeps it once in a while. Maybe Logan Paul peeps it once in a while. I definitely see that happening because everybody's tuned into the community, right? And maybe not right now, but maybe when I was on a spree of getting those drops like crazy, people were tuning in. I've never been blessed by beginner's luck. What did you get today, Miss Rose? Wow, mother-in-law got her second secret rare in 2 weeks. This is what you were talking about. Holy cow, Getsy. That's insane. Shout out to Getsy's mother-in-law. That's big time right there. I have yet to even get a secret rare on a comic book drop. But again, I'm not complaining. I've been blessed by a lot of secret rare collectibles. Maybe they're saving the secret rare comic for the DC comics. Let's go. I think I am a little bit more of a fan of DC, but I feel like Marvel may be where the money's at right now. So interesting to see. Saggy Dot, Johnny D still at it. Conviction through all the fun and still buying. Same here, homie. This is the time to accumulate. Big facts, Saggy Dot. I mean, I don't know when you joined Saggy Dot, but I feel like you've been here for a while now, right? You've been a veteran in this. I feel like all the veterans, all the OGs, most of the OGs, I would say, who've been here for a while, we've seen the ups, the downs, you know. When it's up, it feels like it's just going to go up forever, right? It feels like everybody's hopping in, FOMO in, but it's when it's down. You know, when it's up and everybody's account's booming, Omi's booming, we're meeting the, you know, deadlines, that's when it's easy to be all about it, to have that conviction, to, you know, have the content to be all about it. But it's when it's down, you know, when we have more delays unexpectedly, when the market's dipped unexpectedly, when Omi's down, it's not really moving. It's like, okay, now who's really still about it? Who still has that same belief? Who has that conviction? You know, who's still, you know, making the content? Who's still all about it? Because I feel like it's what happens when you get punched in the face one time. You know, are you going to just sit down and quit? Or are you going to have that conviction to get back up? And for me, nothing's ever changed with VeVe. All these downtimes, all these retracements, all this FUD, negativity, just a blessing, just an opportunity. I've been saying since March 1st, 2021, before I put $1 in the VeVe, this is the future. I just saw where it was going. I saw how big this was going to be. I could have been wrong, but we see where it's at today. I truly believe once digital collecting becomes the norm, the standard, VeVe is going to be a household name. I want as many people to get into digital collecting, whether it's VeVe, this platform, that platform over there, just to understand the concept of digital collecting. Through the blockchain, we can prove ownership, prove authenticity that we've never been able to before. This is a revolutionary space. This is a revolutionary time right now. We're going to all think back to these times and say, wow, we had the first ever of so many iconic comic books, characters, superheroes, villains, just in digital format. Unbelievable time. I'm definitely still accumulating right now. I finally did just get up to total of 500 collectibles and comics. So I think I'm finally in that 0.08 or whatever, 0.1%. Get to finally see. I was up there for a while, but you guys know I sold a lot of my duplicates. Like, got out of the over. I had over 600 collectibles or 500 collectibles, but sold like a couple hundred over a little bit of time to get the wall, to get a couple of these big time collectibles. So I agree. We're all blessed to be here right now. Wow. Getsy's crushing it. This is Getsy's best drop. A 2000 clean mint, uncommon, huge. BDK, everybody's situation is different. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice. My opinion only, I think it would be a solid idea right now. Maybe things dip a little bit further, but again, I think things are starting to get on the up and up. Maybe not. Maybe, you know, we go a little bit further until some of the bigger catalysts are here, like the web platform, like the KYC, like the cash out. I feel like there's going to be two different routes, right? There's probably going to be more, but some people are going to wait until we have that web platform. Some people are going to start trying to stack up and hold until we have it. And then there's going to be a lot of people who FOMO in afterwards. So I'm not sure when exactly the perfect time is, but I think right now we've seen a lot of lows compared to where we just were all-time highs. Now we're still up big from where we were this time last year. That's the part that people are missing. Unfortunately, a lot of people just bought at all-time highs in mid-January, maybe February. And now we've seen a huge retracement from those all-time highs. But that's just how markets move. We're still up from where we were this time last year. This time last year, I don't even think Todd's got past $1,000. Maybe they just got past 1,000, but there's still a lot of FUD, a lot of concerns, a lot of fear. It moves. Markets don't just go up like that forever. You know, they go up, they come back down. They go up, they come back down. They go up. And as long as that macro trend is up, the lows are still higher than the previous highs, or the previous lows, I should say. So macro trend is still up big time. Yetsy had a day. Wow, MJ, you didn't hit today? I'm surprised you didn't get one. I didn't think it was going to sell out immediately. MJ, let me know. Did you not go for the drop today? Interesting. Or did you just think it was going to not sell out? So you didn't go like right at the time. Rug, price prediction. Rug is the username. I'm not sure on the price prediction. I don't think they're going to be crazy high. Market's closed. All right, so the comment still has 15.3K out of 20K left for sale. Or I should say left to be delivered. So still a lot to be delivered. The uncommons, 3.6 out of 4.9 left to be delivered. The secret rares, 375 out of 500. So the market opens really soon. I expect it to be somewhat high and then work its way down as more and more get distributed. And then as they all get distributed, once it hits the floor, I expect the uncommons to move up a little bit. I heard utilities coming. Where'd you hear this from, Punch? What's going on, Nick? Nick says, yo, Johnny. So I'm one Batman away from completing the black and white series all seasons. I need 600 gems. Should I sell my ultra rare Spidey comic #1 for it? About the same price? I would say no. What Batman do you still need? I think the ultra rare, it depends what Spidey comic. Are you talking about the Amazing Spider-Man #1? The white and black cover? I think that one will be more than 600 gems. I think that's a great one right there. I feel like it depends on which Batman you need. Are you going? It looks like you're going after every single Batman in this collection. I think that's a good idea if you like Batman. I think having every single one of these Batman collectibles will be very hard to get in the future. Something I'm trying to go after too. But some of these Holy Grail comic books, I feel like will be Holy Grails no matter what. It depends on what Batman that is that you need. Because I think Ultra Rare Spidey, Amazing Spider-Man #1, I think that's going to be a great one. It would be a tough one for me to say get the Batman over the Ultra Rare Spidey if it's Amazing Spider-Man #1, and it all depends what Batman it is. That's a great guess right there, Green Goblin. It could be. I definitely think Omen NFT will unlock crazy prices that we will be mind blown at. I think it's going to all kind of happen like a perfect storm. We get the web app, we get KYC, we get MTL, we get Omen NFT. Boom. Like, so many great things can happen at that point. The security thing, you can either reinstall or delete the app, date and cache, re-log in, and it will go away. Good to know, good to know. For me, it just eventually went away. I did that and it worked. Thanks. Signed gifts. I'm really late on these. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sending a couple away today. And then I think we're going to, how do I get whitelisted? This is what I mean. I think this is going to be pretty sweet. I want to set up something to where, because I want to be able to give out gifts and signed gifts and stuff like that without using my actual address. So I want to set up like a PO box type thing. And so once I do this, I'll make it to where people who are super followers on Twitter will get a chance, or probably all my first super followers on Twitter will get a chance to, where they all will get signed merch type thing. Members on YouTube, early Discord members, stuff like that. I want to be able to just to give back, but I want to make it safe too. I want to make sure I have a PO box at first. So I'm giving away a couple to some, OGs in the space today, and then I think I'm just gonna keep it going. Just some people that have been asking for it, some people who gave me gifts. So I'm gonna kind of transition that into the whole entire community. When do you think the bots started, though? This is actually a great question, Punch. Something I've been asking too. I'm not too sure on this. Try to think of when the first drops were that sold out in like 0.0 seconds, because I feel like that was probably it. And I'm gonna have to say, I feel like looking at the blockchain, you'd probably be able to find more analytics to probably say when did this start. If I was to guess though, without knowing all the details, I'm gonna guess around Disney. I feel like Disney brought in so much attention like we've never seen before. And those first sellouts were insane, right? So I don't know. If I was to guess, I'm gonna say November-ish. Once we got Disney. Because even Secret Rare Spider-Man, I got the Secret Rare Spider-Man on the drop. And that wasn't even a blind box. That was when you could pick the drop. It was still hard, but I feel like it was possible then. Same with the Captain America. So, hello, Drop France. How we doing, France? How we doing, fam? Send me 10 gems to get on JD's waitlist for signed memorabilia. Yeah, facts, Getsy. Still haven't picked up more Omi, but I definitely want to. This is the opportunity to, I believe, 100%. Trying to get myself up to a few mil. It's crazy, too, because a lot of my collectibles, that's kind of, in my opinion, how I'm going to stack my Omi bag. Walt Disney, I feel like a duplicate I could use out for renting. A couple of my big-time duplicates that sell for Omi. So we'll see what happens, but Omi's so cheap right now to where I feel like huge opportunity, in my opinion. Got rare first time ever. Is this possible? 3D. Shout out big time NFTs for the super chat. Now, when you say, is this possible 3D? Do you mean like an animation to the comic book? I believe Alex put out on Twitter, Alex from the VeVe team, put out that these are not animated. So I don't think it's going to be like a 3D animated comic cover. But the rare cover is a VeVe exclusive. So long term, I think it's going to do great. Or do probably better than what it's going to come out as. I don't think they're going to come out very high right away. But if you caught the earlier part of the stream, I do think these VeVe exclusive covers will do great long term. I do think people are going to want to collect every single VeVe exclusive eventually. And the rares, I mean, they're great master collector program points. That's 2 points a day. I agree with this, C-Rios. Once MTL comes in, you guys got to think, right? Amazing point, C-Rios. I have friends that will refuse to put $10 into the VeVe app to go for a drop because they know they can't pull it out and they don't have much money, so they don't want to put in $10 and not be able to take it back out. Imagine all the people that have hundreds of thousands of dollars that have been waiting to invest in the first ever Disney NFT, the first ever Marvel NFT, the first ever Batman, Superman, all this stuff, the first ever comic books, right? Once people have confidence they can pull their money back out, yeah, I believe that some people will probably take profits that have been here for a while. But I also believe that's going to allow so many people around the world to then put in money and invest in things and collect things that they weren't afraid to before. I think it's going to be huge. Hey, JD, any new price prediction on Walt and Mickey? 1 mil still or more now? Let's go, MPZ. How funny were the days when I was grabbing Walt, man. Those were crazy days. I may have to watch that stream today just to kind of relive those feelings. Man, I still think Walt's going to go up there. Maybe push back on the time frame a little bit, but I think Walt still will 100% be probably a floor of that. Meaning, if you have a low mint Walt, I think you're looking at maybe a couple. But that's just my opinions. More so longer term. Short term, it's going to fluctuate up and down. But I think once we get everything solidified, web app, KYC, MTL, Omni NFT, we're looking at a whole different ball game here. We're looking at all different prices, I believe. I think Walt will go for more than 1 mil in the future. Yeah, I agree, Kirsemi. I do too. I mean, this is Walt Disney. I think there's going to be a few collectibles in the app that probably go for over 1 mil. And I think Walt will probably be one of them. But it's going to take time. I think it's not going to be, right away. I think there's going to be ups and downs along the way. I went for the drop, just didn't hit. Everyone else I knew got one. That's what was so strange, MJ. I'm wondering why you didn't get one. I wonder if this has to do with it. Did you? Yeah. Maybe you didn't load in gems and you did get shadow banned. Let's go. Punch just got the 60 sets. That's big. Becky Batman. Oh, okay. I love Becky Batman. The reason why I love Becky Batman is because it's the first set ever. FE Batman. We're not going to ever see FE collectibles again. If it's a superhero character, we're only going to be FA. So this is like a misprint that's kind of just a stamp in history. Same with those Harley Quinn FE collectibles. I think will be legendary and long term. This one kind of changed my opinion a little bit because it's Becky Batman now. I feel like, okay, this would be an exception. I feel like for me, if I was going after all the Batman, I probably would do this to get the Becky. But I would have to also know in the back of my head that ultra rare, amazing Spider-Man comic book will probably be over $1,000 too. You may want to kind of hedge this play. If it was me, I would try to look at it like, okay, I'm going to try to get the Becky. I may let go of the ultra rare, but just to kind of hedge my play in case it doesn't work out the way I expected, maybe I'd go back and get an uncommon Amazing Spider-Man #1 cover after I get the Becky Batman. That way, if the secret rare goes off, like I think it will go off, the ultra rare will follow it most likely. The rare, the uncommon will follow it. So at least you'll still get part of that. But it'll be a lot cheaper than the 600 gems. I do love Becky Batman though. So if you have the Rizzo, if you have the Todd, you have the Joe M. Yeah, I would probably do it. Especially if you are. I feel like it depends on everyone's situation. So maybe if you weren't going after all the Batman, I would say I still love Becky because it's the first set ever of VeVe, FE Batman. But maybe since you weren't going after all the Batman, I would say not a must-have, but I would probably do this one. But again, knowing that ultra rare Amazing Spider-Man #1 is probably going to stay a holy grail. Even when we see Amazing Fantasy, that one's still going to be amazing, Interesting. Yeah, Getsy, we'll have to figure out why MJ didn't get one today. My wife was having issues landing drops, and it was because I transferred her all her gems. She never bought any from the store. Okay, so this could be it. Maybe this is how they're kind of cracking down, which would make sense. So, MJ, if you didn't buy any from the store... Oh, wow, okay. So you did buy a lot. If you bought a lot from the store, yeah, I can't understand why you didn't get one then, MJ. Oh, it's the Amanda Batman. Okay, this changes it a lot again. So Amanda Connor Batman. Ultra rare. One of my first Batman I ever got. One of my first NFTs. One of them. But it's not an FE and not an FA. But the good thing about this one is the ultra rare Season 1 Batman. I think Season 1 Batman will be legendary long term. Short term, I don't see this one popping off. I bet there's a few amount in the market, though, because a lot of them have been probably collected and delisted by now. I feel like, Nick, this is going to come down to if you're a complete collector or if you rather make a little bit of profit with that Ultra Amazing Spider-Man. If you're doing this for collection and you're trying to get that collection you really want of all the Batman, I think you do it, in my opinion. I would do it. Not a financial advice, but just my opinion. But if you're looking for solely investment purposes, I think the ultra rare Amazing Spider-Man #1 comic will do amazing. Like, I think it'll definitely do better than maybe the Batman, because that Batman's not FEFA, but it is a season 1. But this is basically like a season 1 comic book. I think those first drops of comics will be big. If it was me, because I'm going after all the Batman, I would do it, knowing in the back of my mind, may not financially be the most ROI, because I'm looking to collect those Batman anyway, and I'll be looking to sell that ultra rare Amazing Spider-Man. But you'd be getting the collectibles that you really want. And to have every single Batman set so far, that's something that many people can't say they have. Like, for me, I'm trying to be a master collector in the Batman and the Disney Golden Moments. Those are two things that I really want to be master collectors in. If I can stretch it into other things, that'd be amazing too. But those are like two big goals of mine, personally. One, because I love Batman, so it's going to be easier for me to hold on to those things. And two, Batman was the first ever collectible on VeVe. So if you believe in VeVe's long-term success, if you think VeVe is going to be here for 5 years, 10 years, 2 decades, 30 years from now, having the first NFT on VeVe will be insane. The first set on VeVe, I think, will be insane. And the fact that it's Batman, this is DC's introduction into the digital world, that Todd McFarlane Batman. So I think as a collector, I go for the Batman. ROI solely, may go stick with that ultra rare Amazing Spider-Man. I hope that kind of makes sense. Mark D got my first one delivered, secret rare style. Let's go. Man, a lot of people doing well today. The whole chat's blessed. This is because Kelvin was blessing the chat. Shout out to Kelvin. I'm in the 500 and over also, and close to 1,000 comics. Wow, let's go. Punch is definitely probably the point. Getting close to the point, probably 0.02%. 0.01%, I think you need 2,000 collectibles in comics. So you're getting close to the very tippy top. Yep, happy holidays, everybody, as well. Man, let the people know when you flipped that for Walt and Mickey live on the stream. That was pressure, JD, big time. Thank you, MBZ. It's one of those things where I don't like to talk about it too much, just because I feel like people already think I talk about myself all the time, and I really don't like to do that as much. But some of these moments, I feel like definitely. I mean, the reason why I was recording that is because I wanted to help other people to see what I go through, to know, because sometimes people, it gets a pressure situation, and they may feel like it's not the right move because they're feeling stress, pressure, and someone else probably may not. But if they see someone else, feels that same pressure, maybe they feel like it's okay to feel that. I mean, sometimes we're dealing with huge moves, right? Huge money on the line at times. Not every move is huge, but some moves can definitely be stressful because no one knows for sure. This space is so new. We're not experts yet. This space is so new to where we may not know every move is a good move. To this day, I mean, it's looking great still, almost like half year later, but maybe 3 years from now ends up being the wrong move, right? And that's all recorded. I still think Givenchy is going to be huge. Unbelievable to me, though, to see Givenchy's back down to where I first sold it at. Crazy feeling, because it does make me feel like I definitely made the right move. But it was pressure. It was tough. You saw it because I listed everything, and then I delisted everything. I didn't know what to get rid of. I just knew I had to have it. And sometimes those are the feelings right there that's so hard. Are you chasing it, or are you making sure you lock it in? That's like the line in between. You don't know if you're chasing FOMOing into something, or if you're making sure you lock in this collectible that's a must-have. It's a fine line, and sometimes it's hard to tell when you're in the midst of it. So usually in these situations, I probably would hop off the stream and really sit down and try to think about it. But that was probably one of the most stressful streams ever. Mark it up, Kurosemi, appreciate it. Under pressure, JD, never emotional. I try not to be, because I am emotional. I'm emotionally attached to some of these collectibles. So knowing that, I try to have awareness of that, knowing, okay, I am emotionally attached to my Nightwing, so I know I'm not going to want to sell that in times when I probably should. So I feel like having that awareness of at least knowing you're emotionally attached to some of these, I think is crucial, because if you're in denial and you just say you're not because you don't want to be, that could mess some things up. But if you're at least aware, you can have some collectibles that you know, like Nightwing. Nightwing can get up to 6K, and unfortunately, I probably won't sell it because that was my first drop ever. But then there's some collectibles that I know, okay, if this one gets up there and it gets up to like 3K, 5K, I'm going to probably let this one go because I'm not emotionally attached to this one. So I feel like it's crucial to really find out which is which. I have a never-ending loading screen right now. Oh, here we go. I just exited out and it's back in now. All right, this comic book, 24 secret rares in the market. A little bit higher than I thought. 165 is the price right now. I'm wondering if that's because a lot haven't been distributed yet. Probably it. So we have about half. 288 secret rares out of 500 have to be delivered still. 11.6K out of 20.9K commons have to be delivered still. So usually when this happens, the market opens up before everything has been delivered. Usually prices start out kind of high and work its way down as they all get delivered and put in the market. And then if there's demand for a certain rarity, that's usually when it starts to go back up. The common is $389. The uncommon is $15.99. The rare is 15. Wow. So already the commons passed the rare. Can it pass the ultra rare? Let's go. The ultra rare is at 44. I'm going to see what mine's still pending delivery, so I don't know which one I got. Learned a lot from you, JD, in the past year, man. For real, for real. Appreciate you, man. Hey, MBZ, I appreciate you, man. You've been supporting the channel from day one. You know, I appreciate everybody's support. You know, don't just think, you know, the content creators are part of this community. You guys that support all the content creators are a huge part of this community. And you know the VeVe team watches all the live streams, the videos, so they see everybody that I bring up, see what you guys say. So you guys are just as much as part of this community as all the content creators. So just want to let you guys know that as well, too. And I hope to inspire a lot of you guys, too, from the community that maybe you may not have even thought of making content, but you see JD making content and probably think, well, JD can do it, I can do it. And that's the type of mentality I want everybody to have. I'm sure there's people out there that have been inspired to make content. And I want that to happen because that's the way this all works. If I can do it, you can do it. Maybe even better. And so that mentality is contagious. The energy is contagious. And I just want to see everybody out there, you know, if you like the VeVe content, start making it, you know, be inspired. Let's go. My 2 shekels. Appreciate this so much, Nick. Absolutely. And I try to have some things out there just for people if they want to show some extra support and stuff like that. I think you can super chat and all that kind of stuff. Maybe become a member, super follow on Twitter. But I don't really want to change anything, you know, different too much. Maybe add in some exclusive for those people. That's also why I want to be able to give out signed merchandise, signed gifts for people, because that's another way just to reward those people. But so many people out there that have been tuning in, I don't want to change the content up and then have all the people that are supporting for free, they don't get the same kind of content. So I definitely want to make some kind of exclusive benefit for those people who do show the extra thank you. But I also want to keep content out there just for free, you know, just to share my knowledge with everybody else. Appreciate this, Nick, though, big time. We got Zachary Roy from the Palace, another great content creator group. This is the Palace. A bunch of individuals came together, formed the Palace. Love the idea, love the concept. If you guys aren't following the Palace on YouTube, definitely check them out. Never know when they might come out with some kind of new video, so subscribe to their channel as well too. What's up, my favorite QB, your number one wide receiver, aka me. Got 3 TDs today. How'd everybody else do? Wow, let's go. Went for 3 of them, huh? I only went for 1 today. Appreciate you, Zachary Roy, big time. I love these analogies, man. Putting up content for VeVe is so contagious. You can't not want to discuss this stuff. And that's the beneficial thing of seeing other content creators is maybe they're talking about something that you had an idea of. Maybe the future you saw something, and it just gets contagious. It gets inspiring. This is all such a new space, and it's so fun because your ideas could actually be happening. Your ideas could lead the team to thinking of their next innovation. My next innovation will be a new basement, a new live stream studio. Get this all focused up. I think I may actually change my studio setup to my bedroom. A lot better of an environment, maybe even the living room. We'll see what happens. Maybe take it outside, have a little out in nature, like it's wonderful. But I think next week you could see a new setup because it's getting kind of ridiculous. I can only stay down here for like an hour before I just get absolutely bombarded. I can't even breathe down here. So I wanted to stay on until mine got delivered, but it's not being delivered just yet. Facts, you could definitely flex that. I'm going to add this in a little, when I do eventually send you a gift, Kelvin, I'm going to make sure I add in a little something extra for being JD YouTube #1 member. That's a fact. And #1 mod too. We got Miss Rose about to be #2 though. Let's go. Store is open. Yep. So market's open. I'm going to go over the prices one more time. And then I'm going to sign off and get a couple signed autographs delivered to a few OG content creators. If they're watching, shout out to you guys. Sorry it's been so long. We got the secret rare moving though. 187 is the floor. Ultra rares going down a little bit, 42. We got the rares at 18. The commons at $17.99. And the common is 405. Double, let's go. This is like ridiculous though. My nose is like so bad down here. Yeah, I think she did log off, but I'm just saying a mod. She's probably going to be a mod in the future too. All right, did mine get delivered just yet? And it's still not delivered. Got a rare, only one, and then it sold out for me. Outdoor fishing, it sold out a lot quicker than I expected, which is actually a great sign. I thought this would be one that maybe took like 5 minutes to sell out. Sold out in probably a minute. Not even a minute. Like 30 seconds maybe. I went for one, got one, came back just to see if it was still in stock, and it was all sold out. I was like, wow, let's go. I thought it was just going to be sitting there for a while, so that's definitely a great sign. I am going to be signing out today, and I'm going to spend the day trying to reorganize my studio down here and just try to set it up in a different spot. There's just so many wires and everything. I got to disconnect and see if I can reconnect. Hopefully all works out well. Maybe the next couple of days you see me in a new studio spot. I definitely got to make it happen, though. This is getting ridiculous down here. To everyone around the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace, VeVe fam, Johnny Boy, Johnny West Coast. Appreciate your support. As always, another person who's shown nothing but love. Try to always, show that back to him. Johnny Boy, Johnny West Coast, and his fam. Out in Cali, living the dream. Hopefully you get a good one today. Good rarity. A lot of people are excited for the next VeVe drop. Do you guys have any predictions? I'm definitely going to post it out there ASAP as soon as VeVe tweets it out there. I'm going to try to get out to you guys, as always, as soon as possible. Oh, let's go. Ryan Romatek, new vault. You know, I haven't seen a new vault from Ryan Roman Tech lately. I knew he was working on something. What I was thinking was maybe he had all of his showrooms filled up. A little preview of it real quick. Definitely a amazing creative mind in the VeVe fan making amazing showrooms. I won't show you the whole thing, just a little preview snippet. You got to go on Twitter. I just reposted it and watch the whole thing. get his views up. But little snippet of it, little snippet. Let's go. Miss Rose showing her dubs. Green Goblin, dubs. But I will be signing out, fam. December, good night. Good night. I'm going to call it a night. Wow, let's go. Came back just to say you got a 4.8, 4.9 ultra rare. Let's go. Man, I love the ultra rare cover. I love all these covers on this. That's a problem. If VeVe keeps making fire covers, it's just going to make everybody want to get every comic book. But I'm signing out, guys. My congestion's terrible right now. Can barely breathe. Getsy just retweeted you, I think. Amazing mint number, man. 2,000. What a crazy even number. Appreciate you guys big time for tuning in. I will catch you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys are subscribed. You know, we'll put out the announcement right away. And once this gets delivered or uploaded on YouTube, write in the comments, what's your guys' predictions of the next collectible drop? Because we know something's coming this weekend. A lot of people have been hinting at maybe it's Doctor Strange. Maybe they're gearing up for May 4th, right? Who knows? But I want to hear some predictions. My mind is lost. You know, I can't come up with a prediction of what I think it could be. So I want to hear from the fan what you guys think the next prediction is going to be, the next drop. Till then, I'm signing out. It's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, fam.